Sometimes a diplomatic statement can create as much tension as a military strike. Well, that's exactly what has happened between Britain and Iran. The British government has announced new measures targeting support for Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, commonly known as the IRGC. British officials say that the move is aimed at preventing foreign states from using proxy groups for activities such as surveillance, intimidation, and sabotage inside the United Kingdom. Well, the whole decision, it follows investigation into a series of incidents, including attacks on Jewish sites in Britain, which the UK authorities says involved a group backed by Iran here. Well, Iran has strongly rejected those allegations though. Tehran says that the IRGC is an official branch of Iran's armed forces and has accused Britain of taking what it calls an unjustified and irresponsible decision. Iran's foreign minister, Mr. Abbas Araghchi, he argues that targeting a state institution violates international law. So once again, we are seeing two completely different narratives. Britain says it is protecting national security. Iran says Britain is politicizing security issue and unfairly targeting one of its official military institutions. Well, the whole dispute, it is important because it goes far beyond two nations. The IRGC has long been at the center of international disagreement. The US has already designated the whole organization under its own legal framework. Several Western governments have increased sanctions over the years. However, Iran continues to insist that the IRGC is a legitimate part of its national defense structure. And yes, as diplomatic relations become more strained, the chances of rebuilding trust that becomes even smaller. And in today's West Asia, trust is already in short supply. Every political decision, every sanction, every diplomatic accusation, it adds another layer to an already complicated crisis. Now, hopping on to our fourth segment tonight. As I said, wars are usually measured by missiles, fighter jets, and military operations. But sometimes the biggest impact, it is felt somewhere that is completely unexpected. This time, it is at Israel's busiest airport, Ben Gurion Airport. It is now facing a problem that has nothing to do with passenger demand and everything to do with growing military confrontation with Iran. According to Israeli officials, 33 American refueling tankers and aircrafts are currently parked at Ben Gurion Airport. These aircraft occupy parking spaces that are normally used by commercial airlines. As tension with Iran has increased again, a planned withdrawal of several US refueling aircraft has reportedly been put on hold. The Israeli airport security is now warning that if this situation continues, airlines may have to reduce flight operation from the beginning of August. That could affect thousands of passengers during one of the busiest travel seasons of the year. But wait, can you think about it? A military crisis that is no longer staying on the battlefield. It is now affecting airport operation, travel plans, tourism, business trips, and ordinary families waiting to board a flight. Israeli aviation officials, they say that contingency plan has already been prepared with the US. According to those officials, if security conditions worsened, American refueling aircraft would immediately return to Ben Gurion Airport. Following the latest escalation, that is exactly what has happened. Now, these aircraft, they are not an ordinary military plane. They play a very, very important role in modern air warfare. Without aerial refueling, fighter jets cannot remain in the air for long-distance missions. Bombers cannot travel as far. Military operations become much more difficult. And that is why every additional refueling aircraft arriving in Israel, that sends an important strategic message. It suggests that military planners are preparing for a different kind of possibility if tension continue to rise. But yes, at the very same time, civilian life continues to pay the price here. A family planning a holiday, a student flying overseas, a business traveler catching an international flight. All of them could now face delays because of a conflict unfolding hundreds of kilometers away from the airport itself. And that is how modern conflicts spread, right? Not through bombs, but through everyday life.